Hello and welcome to the Billowing Hilltop podcast. Hello readers, I've just received a mysterious parcel from Switzerland. It's covered in snow, must be from Lucas. I've got an idea of what might be in it, but I'm not certain. So maybe I should record a bit of an unboxing video or something and put it on our socials. Talking of which, you can find us on Blue Sky and Threads and Instagram at Billowing Hilltop. We're still sort of on Twix at Billowing Hilltoe. And as always, you can find us on Facebook. And as always, we'd like to hear from you via email, hello@billowinghilltop.com. Any opportunity you get to rate or review this lovely little podcast would be much appreciated. Throw us some stars, spread the word, subscribe. That's it. We're out of things to burble on about. Let us push on with episode 233. Of the Billowing Hilltop podcast. What's glove got to do with it? Lucas?
Yeah.
On a jet plane.
Lucas, good evening, everybody. Good evening. Good evening, everyone. We're here with Lucas.
On a jet plane.
Everybody knows.
Everybody knows. It's everyone knows. Not everybody knows.
Chipping in there, that is... Dan, my favourite player, the Socialist Aslan.
Yep.
Leonide and Hasute. We also have the corpulent form of Johnny, who, for the millionth time, I have to remind that horizontal stripes are not, I repeat, not slimming. Burbling away with his lights and his diodes, we have Aurak Paul.
Thank you.
The cyber player. And bringing the most to your coast.
There we go.
That's a Thomas one or Timothy.
Olaf Hotperson.
Tom.
Thanks, Tom. It's another one of yours. Where we'd left things, you have defeated, Scaly has defeated Thessalar, the Lich.
Should we be doing a golfing clap or something?
No need. No need for any of that. Let's not get into all of that mawkish hero worship.
Don't need any applause.
You don't know that you've destroyed him, but he's fallen apart into bits and his skull is sitting on top of a pile of stuff. Well, precisely. You haven't found a phylactery, so you probably not utterly destroyed this Lich. Zulshin. You remember Zulshin? Yeah?
Yeah.
Asked that you destroy Thessalar for her, but you don't know quite what that meant. So that's something that perhaps we can explore.
Well, it doesn't really help her if he just disappears for like 10 days, does it? Because they come back after like, I don't know, a week or something, don't they?
Take his eyeball gem things. That's proof.
The skull is still wearing its crown. The crown looks valuable but not magical. Worth about a couple of 1,000 gold pieces.
It's a cloak.
The gems are each worth about 1,000 gold pieces.
How many gems?
They just seem to be now normal, non-magical gems. Well, there was one in each eye socket.
So that's 4,000 GP.
Robe of the Archmagi. All of this stuff is sort of flumped onto the floor. Ben Kenobi style. It's evilly aligned, as you would expect.
God's sake.
Probably can't use it anyhow.
You probably can't use it. Let's just have a quick look. I've got the note here somewhere. The Robe of the Archmagi.
I've written it down.
Write it down.
I don't think that's actually what you're supposed to be writing down.
It requires attunement by a sorcerer, warlock, or wizard. So for you lot, it's kind of out. If you are able to attune to it, if you aren't wearing armor, your base armor class is 15 plus your dex modifier. Yeah. You have magic resistance. That means you have advantage on saving throws against spells and other magical effects. I mean, that is pretty, whatever. Your spell save DC and spell attack bonus each increase by 2.
Quite useful.
So it's a decent piece of kit. That is it, really, for the stuff on...
What was the glove?
Oh, and there's a glove.
Yeah, the glove.
Embroidered on the back of the glove in a silver thread is a door.
So, sorry?
Is it what?
A door.
Or some sort of teleporting device.
Okay.
I'm not going to presume that anybody's picking any of this stuff up, so
not going to touch
glove.
it.
Do I recognise the glove with the door on the back?
Dimension door.
You don't recognise it. No, you've never seen any...
Well, I'm kind of the other side of the keep.
Oh, well, I mean, I can assume that you assemble. Avengers assemble.
Have we defeated the Hydras? And
you don't know.
Not the Hydras.
In which case I'm going to have a round, Mike.
Okay.
Can I have a round? Can I have a...
Yeah, sure, have a turn. What would you like to do with your turn?
I'm going to run through. I'm going to use my haste, which I cast last
session.
Is it still there?
To use a withdraw action. 1, 2, 3.
Insects inside the sphere. It'll take a bit of
using
damage.
my haste to give me the withdraw action if the thing's there. Is it there?
It's there, but it's collapsed, being fed upon by the insects that... What is it? You've got to make a DC 16 con save as you run through.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it's really not... We don't have to really worry about any of this.
27 point of damage.
No. Well, how much damage?
So you take 27 points of piercing damage.
So DC 15
I do heals
concentration
for a small
spell.
fee.
Oh, you charge a small fee, do you?
But now we could dispel these things and search that room as well.
Yeah.
Is it dead now?
Yeah,
Okay, I'll dispel
it's
that.
dead. You don't know how long it's been dead. It was either killed by the Mordenkainen's sword or the biting insects.
Oh, it was the biting insects.
It was the sword. Right.
No need to thank me.
No.
Because it was the sword.
Okay, so this glove. Do I recognise the glove?
Betty.
So that's the end of it, right? So then what? We're breaking out of round
Yeah,
sequence?
Johnny, grow up.
What? Anyway, it wasn't the Mordenkainen's sword because he only had one more attack, right? And then it got dispelled. So
No,
it was the
loads,
biting
and that was
insect.
basically all that was needed.
The biting
It
insect.
was a critical.
Thank you.
He
Thank you.
gambled. He gambled. It was a critical.
Are we breaking out of round sequence
We're breaking out into fights.
between yourselves?
Extra experience.
No.
Extra experience for killing the big thing.
Well, we'll get to that actually, but I just wanted to work out whether or
No,
not we're
don't
still
do
counting
that.
through rounds or
I
we're
killed
broken
him.
out of round sequence.
It's up to you.
Well, I see no reason to keep
There's
in round
nothing to
sequence.
fight, is
We
there?
can
So-
ignore the other Hydra. They're trapped in that courtyard.
Mhm.
They can't affect you. As long as you don't go in and bother them, they won't bother you. It's like being at the zoo.
Yeah.
Only which ones are the visitors and which ones are the inmates, we can't quite determine.
Well, let's search the complex.
Yeah.
Uncle Buggy, are you wearing your belt of the dwarven kind?
Yes.
You realise that something has changed about it.
Oh.
You're not quite sure when this happened. Maybe in the frenzy of attacks and melee and running around and searching.
But it's not
But
magical
it
anymore.
seems to be invested with some kind of spirit.
Oh, the rabbit-abba-dus.
Well,
the rabba-dabba-das.
Of the rubber dubber dub.
something has changed. It's got some kind of
Something
spiritual
has
energy within
changed.
it. And that spiritual energy is sort of affecting you.
Do
And
you
let me
mean...
tell you about the...
Oh, I wonder if it's the Lich's spirit somehow gone into my item or something, is it?
Yeah, you're doomed. That's it. Just get well up on your character. It's all over.
Does it feel sort of evil spirit?
Well, that's... You're letting your mind run away with things.
You're doomed.
Nature of the spirit portion that has invested itself into your belt of the dwarven kind is known as the Slayer, and you from now on have advantage on initiative and you have advantage
don't
on
give him
strength
stuff.
ability checks.
God's sake.
And first of
Not
all,
to
you're
be
getting a
sniffed at.
reading off Scaly. That purse that he's carrying seems to be invested with a part of you or another bit of you or another bit of the spirit
Oh,
that's
I
in your
see.
belt of the dwarven
So
kind.
rabbit-abba-dus has
And
gone
you
into
know-
the belt. A bit of it.
And you know that there's a third part, and that third part is over to your south by the chili-shaped lake.
Oh.
Mm.
In the same way that Scaly knows all of these things too.
Yeah.
Looks like you've got 2 of 3 bits. One is in the purse, one is in the belt, and one is the Slayer, and one is the Scholar.
But you didn't get the +2 to various things, did you?
Did I get +2 on any abilities?
No,
Oh,
nobody got +2 to
Oh.
anything.
I did.
What did you get? You got advantage on intelligence
No.
and wisdom ability checks.
I got +2 on wisdom and intelligence.
No, you got advantage on
No, I
intelligence
got
and wisdom
+2.
ability checks. Oh, well, that was... Sorry, I must have misread. Got that from the wrong place.
That's too late now, honestly.
Would you prefer the +2? You can keep the +2 mistake if you prefer.
Or advantage.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll take the advantage.
Yeah, of course you will.
Damn. So we can now go back to the annoying thing with
Potentially.
Lich evidence,
Mhm.
Lich death evidence, and get her to fix the orrery.
Can't we? Potentially.
Search the rest of the place.
Okay. There's not
A great deal.
much else to be found. How long do you want to spend doing this?
Yeah.
Tell me about this glove.
It's... well, do you want to spend a short rest and cast detect magic or something to try
Yes.
and...
Yeah, we can do
I
that.
think we probably want a long rest, don't we?
You can have a long rest after midnight. I think it's tea time on Asmodee the 27th of Fart.
So, do
Tomorrow
we know how
is
quickly
Port.
a lich regenerates?
We need to find the phylactery, don't we?
Well, So what I'm thinking is, if we have a short rest, we do a search, and then we get back down the mountain and find thingy annoying woman.
Thingy annoying
and
woman.
we tell her
Annoying person.
that basically she's now got however long it is before the Lich regenerates to basically go and find the phylactery and destroy it and do whatever she wants. Then we can leave her to that. Then we've done our job there.
Do we think the green
And then
bottles
she can repair
phylactery?
the orrery and we can have a long rest.
How about we take a
Take
short
the bottles
rest?
with us
Sessions
as
does
well.
an augury,
Yeah.
Yeah.
or does a commune to work out whether we've completed the destroying of the thing by taking the skull, or
That would be
what?
good.
Commune, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what I said. Commune.
Tonight's beer, by the way, Paul,
That's what I said. Yeah.
is Beavertown Satellite.
Yes, that's what I had.
very
the other night.
nice.
Very nice.
2.8%
Yeah.
January beer.
Yeah. Beautiful, fresh session.
Very fresh. It's very crisp.
I like.
Just not maybe the perfect beer for a cold winter's night like tonight.
No, but
Yeah, it's all right.
you know,
Yeah.
that's good. Now then,
Sorry, I interrupted your deliberations.
I think these green bottles with the liquid in it, could these be phylactery stuff? I'm going to go, while they're farting around, deciding what to do with stuff, I'm going to go and investigate a green bottle. Look at it, pick it up.
I think we've done that.
Have we?
Yes.
Nope,
That's what
you
Parker,
haven't.
I thought Parker did that.
Parker asked a million questions about what they look like, but from outside the room before all hell broke
we didn't
loose.
actually-
But nobody's picked one up.
Yeah, I'm going to go.
Or-
I'm going to go and pick
Fair
one up.
enough.
How many are there?
10.
10.
10 green bottles.
They're like a pint glass bottle.
I'm going to open.
A glass stopper.
I'm going to open up.
glowing, and they are slightly warm to the touch.
Going to open one up.
You're going to take the stopper out?
Yeah.
I'm going to keep my distance.
Yes.
Everybody runs really well.
Okay.
Give it
Yeah.
a smell. What does it smell like?
No,
Give me a
don't drink it.
perception check, Scaly.
Perception,
And
eh?
who else is with you? Let's do a bit of map sorting. Everybody else is hiding.
Yeah, no. Perception of 8. As you know, I'm really good at these things.
Well, no, 8 is enough.
Oh.
It is moving slightly.
Mm-hmm.
Green slime.
Sessions, have you dropped your anti-magic
Yeah,
shell?
I've
Drop my anti-magic shell. Have we had a short rest?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Oh, okay.
Buggy and Scaly are in the lab.
Playing with chemicals. Buggy's decided not
Buggy
to
left the lab.
not to be in the same room.
Yeah.
Amazing. Scaly's on his own. Should we go in the broom cupboard?
Purple and Parker hiding outside. Do you want to go to the broom cupboard?
No. No, it's annoying.
What do you want to do?
So it's moving on its own volition.
Yeah, just sort of slurpy, only very slightly, but you need to make a perception check to spot it. But
Yes, and I perceived that. And if I pour a little bit out onto a surface, like a bench, if there's a bench or a shelf in there.
yeah, you've got a little bit of a shelf or bench you can pour it out onto.
What does it look like?
It's quite gloopy, it's quite viscous.
Does it smell of anything?
It's green and glowing. It doesn't start fizzing or eating through anything. It just sort of sits there like
Can
a
I
little
do an
bit of a
Arcana
blob.
check on it?
Sure.
Getting a 19.
You think that it is some kind of weird biomaterial.
Mm-hmm.
What crosses your mind is that Thessalar, during his weird little monologues, mentioned a substance called proto-life
Yes.
a couple of times, and that seems to have been a word that appeared in a couple of scientific papers that Burple, I think, saw in the study.
Okay, so we
So maybe that's what it is.
go and have a look at those papers. What do they say about proto-life?
Give me an investigation check. The papers are all over the floor.
Investigation of 3. Another one I'm really good at.
Okay, now you start nosing around in that room trying to find any reference, and it's just chaos in there.
Right.
Somebody's been through this room and just thrown everything everywhere. It's
Can
kind
I
of part of
mention
the
it
search.
to everybody else? Burple saw some papers about proto-life. Can we find them again? This could be interesting, important.
You can certainly say that.
Anybody?
I don't know whether or not they'll pay any attention to it.
Bueller
Well,
on the floor
I
here.
will
Bueller.
start going searching around as well then.
Yeah, they're
Investigation
in there
check.
somewhere.
Are you going to do anything about it? I've tried. I can't see them.
Search through the papers in that room.
Yeah, you find some. The details are beyond you, but you can find a couple of papers. One is entitled Induced Morphological Divergence, the role of proto-life in creating novel phenotypes from model organisms.
Sounds exactly the sort of thing that we
Fascinating.
need. Time reading.
Harnessing proto-life for directed evolution, transforming standard species into unprecedented life forms.
Oh, you see?
Okay, we'll keep stuffing them into my bag of holding.
Unprecedented.
Unprecedented.
Well, I think we should keep all this
Proto-life-mediated cellular reprogramming, generation of hybrid traits and unusual behavioural phenotypes in transformed creatures.
Let's take it all.
That was something
just
that
shuffle them into
Thessalar
my
shouted about earlier.
Let's take him.
Kill
Are you
them.
putting the stopper back in the top of the bottle that
Yes.
you've picked up?
Yes.
Okay. And you're putting them all in Sessions' bag of holding?
And together with the papers.
Okay.
The interesting
Right, lovely.
looking papers.
Are you standing in that room, going through them, looking at the titles, seeing what's interesting?
Yes.
Or are you just grabbing everything and sticking it in your bag?
grab everything.
Apparently we're
Okay.
grabbing everything.
Is there anything else apart from papers in here? Is there a desk with
There's a desk with bits and bobs, but there's nothing particularly
nothing
interesting.
that looks like a phylactery in here?
No, phylacteries can
Some
take many
sort of-
forms.
Any
That's a
sort of
difficult
container
question.
type thing or crystal thing?
No,
Any
nothing like that.
entrance to a lower level? Let's do a thorough search.
Back to where we started. How long are you dedicating to searching
A
this
short rest.
place?
An hour.
Well, hold on a minute.
An
Why
hour.
don't we
Yeah.
Why don't we
an
search
hour.
the rest of the day until midnight and then take a long rest?
Yes.
There's no harm in doing that whatsoever.
Well, there is the option that the Lich might come back at some stage or other.
Well, so it does. We've killed it once.
Well, but I'm thinking what we can do is we can search.
Certainly
so
remove
there's
the
enough-
magic from the vicinity.
Yeah.
So let's.
Well, we can
let's
keep the magic, can't we?
yeah.
Oh,
Let's.
if it comes
Well,
set to
the
life, why
cloak
don't we
is
just
evil.
stick it into the bag of holding?
Well, stick it into the
Yeah.
bag of holding.
Or the
yeah.
portable hole? You know,
Portable
Well, my
hole.
suggestion would be we search for like 2 or 3 hours. The time it takes us to get back down the mountain and find Sulchin, right? And then we search until then. We go back down the mountain. We find Sulchin. We say to Sulchin, there you go. We've killed the Lich. And then we take our long rest. And then it's up to her to decide whether she wants to go up, find the phylactery. Maybe she knows where it is.
We could search until midnight, do a dimension door, whatever, teleportation, something like that, just before midnight, get out of there, then do a long rest somewhere else, and then talk
Yeah.
to her.
Or something like that. That would also be good.
Just maximum time searching.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
And
That's all.
and getting a short rest while we're at it.
If you want to get a short rest already, yeah.
Because
Yeah.
you
So
can
take
do
it in-
light activities with a short
Take-
rest. can't you?
yeah.
Okay, so you're spending a few hours searching this
Just
complex.
before- before we
you're
search,
taking
Mike,
a short rest.
Before
as
we search, commune. Yeah?
Yeah,
The Lich's name is Thessalar?
Thessalar.
Is Thessalar's phylactery in this complex?
No, says
Right, there you go.
Misfortune.
We've got a couple more questions we can ask.
Is there anything else to find in this complex that is of use to us?
It seems a bit vague, but we can ask that. Is there anything in this complex that will point us towards where Thessalar's phylactery is currently
Is.
located?
No.
Is a phylactery within this complex? It's not the eyeballs of this thing.
No,
weren't-
it's already
isn't a
said no.
phylactery, is it? No, but that's within the complex. But the eyeballs are currently resting outside, aren't they?
Fair enough, but Mike said
It's
earlier
like,
that they'd
uh,
lost their magical properties.
I mean, do you remember Tomb of Horrors? The eyeballs of the
Yeah.
demi-lich were the crystal eyes with the phylactery, I think, weren't they?
Yeah, but the communist literally just told us the phylactery is not within the complex, so it can't be the
But the
gems.
eyeballs aren't in the complex. He's located just outside, isn't he?
Well, no, didn't we just stuff him into the bag of holding? So
My understanding was the complex would also include a certain.
Hang on a minute,
surrounding area.
hang on a minute, Sessions. You were loading papers into your bag of holding, not the magical items or the high-value items. I think we have to roll for those, don't we?
No, it's the body. The body. I said let's put the body into the bag of holding with the papers. Stop it regenerating.
Including
Will that
the
stop it
gem
regenerating?
eyeballs.
I don't mind if they go in there. It's fine.
Will that stop it regenerating?
Well, if it
No.
can't get out,
You can't break
Doesn't
your
mean
way
it's
out of a bag of
Not
holding.
regenerating.
I think a lich regenerates where the phylactery is, doesn't it?
okay. Well,
Not
let's assume they're
the
not
body.
in the bag of holding then. So they're just outside the complex. We can ask the question:
Well,
is the phylactery within
Define
100
complex,
yards
I mean-
of my current location?
Hold on. Do liches have to have a phylactery?
God's sake.
Okay.
Why can't it just be
so.
simple?
Okay, well, that's a good question. Does Thessalar have a phylactery?
Yes.
There you go. We've asked 3 questions.
Marvellous. So we continue searching.
Can I just clarify one thing, Sessions? By body, you mean the pile of rags and dust and stuff with the skull on top of it, with the gems in, still in?
Yes.
And the robe of the Archmagi and the glove? Do you mean all of that bundle of stuff, or have you separated out any of that?
They objected,
and
so
left
I've
it
not done anything with it.
I
It's
don't
still
object to
exactly
it.
where it was.
So I'm going to assume that sitting nestled against the wall where it fell is still the remains of Thessalar. The skull, the gems, the glove, the robe, and the dust and bits of his rags of his
Indeed.
costume. It wasn't a costume, clothes.
This glove has a door on it.
We should put the robe, the gems, and the glove, and the crown. We put them all in the bag of holding. What's wrong with that?
So
well-
somebody's picking them up. Is anybody touching the robe,
No.
the gloves,
We can do it.
the gems?
We can maneuver them into the bag with.
I think
Without
there's something
actually
about this
touching.
glove.
A dustpan and brush?
The glove might be the thing. Why don't
I think the
I need to
skull
cross
may
off
be the
spell.
phylactery, and the glove maybe takes you
Just
somewhere.
establish the phylactery is not here.
Or within
We've
100
established it's
yards.
not within the... did we?
100 yards
Yeah.
of me.
He did
Okay.
another question.
Just get
Except
it all in
that
the bag of holding without
the
touching
glove
it.
may take you to
Well,
the
that
phylactery.
might well
You
be.
could say, we'll always touch the glove.
Oh, I give up.
Augury.
Yeah, not
Continue
sure I have
searching.
bothered to learn Augury because commune is so much better.
We could do another commune.
If you cast 2 or more times before you finish your next long rest, there's a 25%
Yes, there is a penalty
chance
for multiple communes. Yeah.
Right.
after the first that you get no answer. Oh, it's just a no answer.
Yes,
So let's go.
that's right.
So let's think about the questions and we'll give it a go.
Is it dangerous to touch the glove? Is there a way to get to the phylactery? Do we need to get to the phylactery? Is the skull enough proof that we've killed Thessalar?
Let's give it another go, yeah, Mike? So we'll cast commune again.
Yeah, and there's a 25% chance you get no answer to any given question.
For each casting, after the first that you get no answer, you make a secret roll. So I cast the spell, you make a secret roll. If it's 25%, it just comes back. Wah, wah.
Yeah, what's the point of the secret roll? Why don't I make the roll now? Because if I get a 1 then a D4, there's no point in you spending hours trying to work out what the questions are.
Yeah.
Because you...
Yeah. I mean, I think you just
You're gonna ask-
cast
right.
the spell and you've burnt the spell, yeah?
On a 1, misfortune, the Lady Luck is unavailable to you. Here we go. 1. So, I'm very sorry.
Okay.
Cast the spell, and you find that your conduit to your deity is unavailable. Just
And
get...
cast it
Your
again.
call is important to us. For further information, you can try our website, www.misfortune.
Misfortune.god.
What about Buggy? Can you
Misfortune.god.
do it, Buggy?
No, I can try divine
Or
intervention.
you can try live
Oh, should
help.
we try that? That would be fun.
I'm going to do a divine intervention. Why not?
Okay.
Okay, so
I don't think... Okay.
what I was going to say,
Beseech.
how can you tell us how to destroy the phylactery?
Is that what
or
divine
something?
intervention does?
Divine intervention. As an action, you request your deity's aid and roll percentile dice. If your roll is equal to less than 13, your deity intervenes. The DM chooses the nature of the intervention. If you're successful, you can't use this for 7 days.
You're beseeching Irisi Bearclaw, Lord of Storms, to aid you.
In determining the location of Thessalar's phylactery, 13% chance.
It's going to happen.
It's going to happen.
D100?
Or,
88.
sorry,
The answer is no.
have you tried visiting irisi.god?
Oh, I'm going to try. We might. Let's
Greasy Bearclaw.
Let's all have a go. So, misfortune on the priority line. No.
57. Okay.
No way around that one.
Nope.
Stop bothering us.
The papers are still out of the bag.
No, the papers have gone in the bag.
Okay.
Marcus might want them.
Okay, this
Yes.
glove, guys. I'm going to touch the glove.
Okay, nothing happens. Do you want to...
Okay.
I mean, you think it's magical?
I think it's magical. Okay, I'm going to try and figure out what it is with a short rest.
You think that it's one thing nested within another thing. You think the glove itself is a storage
Spell
thing.
storing.
Well, no, it stores items akin to, I hesitate to say this, a handy haversack or a bag of holding
Right.
or the item that shall not be named.
Portable hole.
Do you think you think that it contains another item,
Yeah.
and you think that if you were to attune to the glove, you would be able to operate it to the point where you could
retrieve
retrieve
said
the item? Yes. You think that items that are stored within the glove can be reached unnaturally quickly as a free action, you think?
Right.
So it has a utility in and of itself, but it would obviously depend, that utility, on the item that you had stored within it.
Which would
You
be
also
the wand
think
that...
well, that was the other glove, you think, maybe.
Oh,
He was wearing a glove on each hand, and one has gone now. The rod
Right.
suddenly appeared in the other hand. That rod dissipated, burned its way up, burnt off its hand to the stump, the end of the arm. Probably that one has gone. You think that the embroidered symbol on the outside of the glove appears depending upon which item you decide to store within it.
right. And at the moment it's got a door.
The moment it has a symbol on it of a door that may give you an indication as to what is stored within it.
Ring of teleportation.
Well, you don't know, but do you want to attune to it?
Dimension door.
Something that does dimension door.
It'll take me a while to unattune and reattune, but yeah, okay, I'll attune to it.
Once you're attuned to it, which takes an hour, everybody else can be wandering around casting commune spells and searching and not finding anything.
Yeah.
You can retrieve the item from within. You learn a kind
Mirror
of
of light
gesture
trapping.
that flicks this thing out,
Yeah.
and a door appears just standing in space. A pretty smart door, the door you might find in the house of a wealthy person, but a standard door, like the door to a wealthy person's
Well, that's
study.
probably where the
With a door handle, doesn't seem to have a lock or key, and you can walk around it.
Right.
It's just standing there on the scrub-like grass surface of this mazer.
Let's go. Let's do it.
I'm very low on spells.
Should we take a rest first? Should we
Well,
go
we've done
and
a short
deal?
rest, right?
Should we go and deal with what's her name and then go and do this?
Yes.
Well, this may be where the phylactery is.
Mm.
Yes. Well, let's go and deal with her first, and then go and deal with this.
Deal with her, meaning what?
Giving her the skull of what's his name,
And she
saying
says
we-
yes, but you haven't destroyed his phylactery.
At which point we can go and destroy the phylactery.
Did you want his phylactery destroyed? Was that what the actual
She just
wording of the...
wanted
She wanted
to be rid
him
of him.
destroyed, didn't she?
And that's what we've done.
But we haven't, because the phylactery is still around.
We don't know whether this gets us to his phylactery,
We don't.
Seems likely that it probably does.
but it would be useful to have done a long rest before we do go.
Question is how long he takes to recover.
Well, we're not gonna.
Mike,
we're not
do
gonna
we
know that.
Do we might know that. We might know that.
You're to search your...
Yes, memory banks. Bards used to have this knowledge thing, didn't they? They used to have a...
Yeah, I know, they did. They're legend lore.
Yeah.
This is an arcana check,
Wee.
I would say,
I'm going
to
to...
recall how it works with liches.
All right,
I'm going to
do an
bestow...
16.
I'll do an Arcana check as well.
I'm going to bestow
Mhm.
bardic inspiration. Who's got good in arcana? Anyone?
Apparently
Not
not
me,
me.
but I rolled a
No.
16 anyway.
Yep.
I had a 5.
At 0.
Without any bonus.
0.
Has anyone got better than 0? I mean, I've got 2, but...
I've got plus
I'll do
5,
it
but
on
I just rolled.
No, I've got -1.
Think about it.
Okay, well, I won't bother.
I'm just going to do a short rest.
I'll
by
have
the-
a go.
Get some hit points back while you're doing this.
We're not getting any great numbers. The highest got so far is 16.
Yeah.
Okay.
9 plus 12 is 31.
5.
Right.
Oh, hang on, Mike.
Well,
I'm going to use
um,
my halfling luck
oh.
just for the sheer
I might re-roll then if that's the case.
15.
15 for Arcana for possessions. And
14.
14. No. Okay. Well, the highest was Parker, who thinks
You sure it's not
that it's not
religion?
immediate.
I suppose it is arcana.
Just true. We go. Sure, it's not. It's in the acrobatics. Parker thinks it's not immediate. He's not
Yeah.
certain, but the thing he can remember is it's not immediate. It's something that takes maybe a little while.
I vote we go through now, even though we're low.
Okay.
No. I'm against.
I don't mind. I'm back up to full hit points pretty much after the short rest.
Fine.
I think it's just going to be his bedroom or something.
Maybe.
You know, secure place where he's got the phylactery. This is where he
Where his treasure is.
hangs out.
Well, let's do it. Let's see what's there.
Oh, go on then.
Okay, you're opening this door. The door is just sitting
We
there.
push buggy-
Well, standing
push buggy
there. Doors
through
don't
it.
sit, do they? They stand. Who is opening the door?
I'll open the door.
It opens towards you.
Mm-hmm. Have a look. What can we see?
You can see a room, Parker. It's about 10 feet by 10 feet. It's warmly lit by what seems to be torch or lamplight, though there is no visible torch or lamp. There are bookshelves around the walls. There is a little chair and table, and that is it. The bookshelves have got books and papers and all sorts on.
True sight might be good at this point.
Yeah, what can you see in there, Dan?
True sight lasts an hour.
Okay, so that's not running anymore. Cost another one, I guess.
No, I can't.
Okay.
I could, actually. I've got 1/8 level spell left, but that's also a teleport. I think I'll probably
Looks
save
nice
that
and
for
clean
now.
in there, Parker. Just looks like a little reading cubicle.
Could be a trap. I take a pebble off the ground and throw it into the room.
Skitters across the floor.
Okay, step in.
You're in a room. It's nice and warm. Doesn't feel very lichy.
Is there any other way out of the room?
No, it's just the door.
Does it feel
Well,
like
not that you can see?
Does it feel like a tiny hut?
Step in
or
next to Burple.
Well, it does. It does. It feels like it's something. It doesn't feel like a lichy thing. It feels like something that a lich has owned, in the same way a lich might own a toothbrush. But it's, I mean, they obviously don't own toothbrushes because, well, they rent them.
And if I close it from the inside,
Yes, with you and sessions within.
yes, and then open it again, the guys on the outside, the door is still there, I'm assuming,
The door is still there.
even when we've closed it. Okay. All right,
Well,
so
let's see what's in it
step
first.
out.
Let's,
Yeah, is there anything in it?
Anything? It's
Food,
the
I would
phylactery.
imagine, and
Are you spending some time searching through the stuff on the bookshelves? How much time?
an hour.
Yeah.
An hour? Give me some investigation checks, everybody who's spending time in there doing some searching.
I am.
Burple gets 23.
Okay, that's good.
Sessions
This is a sort of group check kind of affair.
Investigation.
It's investigation.
18.
Intelligence investigation.
15.
We've got a 15, an 18, a 23, a
Sessions got
9
a
from
6.
scaling,
Nothing.
and a 6 from sessions.
Yeah.
So you've got 3. Okay, well, that is fine. Okay, you find some things. Whether or not you think they're interesting things, I do not know. First of all together, spread across multiple volumes, you find Thessalar's spellbooks. Thessalar's spellbooks have every single wizard spell of every level that you can find mechanically in the player's handbook.
Wow.
Okay, we haven't got any wizards, so that's useless.
Must be valuable.
Nice.
You find a couple of academic papers. The first one you find is published in the Journal of Magical Cognition and Transmogrification, Wizard Spire University. That was written by Professors M. Doombringer and R. Robber-Dobber-Dob. And it's entitled The Metaphysical Advantages of Dispersonality, Expanding Consciousness Through Multiplexed Vessels. We're obviously not going to go into it, but it explores the arcane art of dispersing one's mind across multiple living vessels, and it examines the cognitive, magical, and existential benefits of such a technique. The arguments are that there would be increased access to collective experience, there would be enhanced magical potency, perhaps seriously enhanced magical potency, and there would also be a profound re-evaluation of identity and individuality. But that 23 from Burple means that as you leaf through that paper, you find a little note that has been tucked in between a couple of pages at the back. It is a letter. It says, "Eldritch brother, returning this with thanks. Very illuminating. As you suspected, my captive's unnatural resistance to pain, indeed to all my techniques, must stem from an ability to seek refuge in some compartment of his mind from the ordeal. Armed with this information, I have made great progress through inflicting torments physical, intellectual, and spiritual in concert, allowing him no escape. It is possible that extracting the secret knowledge from his true inner mind may sunder the connection between his various facets as he passes from life. It is no matter. Where might this research lead? Might our foes achieve their ultimate goal of a multitude of living vessels, hosting a single personality? We must remain watchful." And it's signed M.M. The next thing you find is another academic paper. It's entitled The Perils of Premature Dispersonality, a cautionary examination of the spiritual and mystical risks in the dispersal of the self. And it was written by Professors Hesty Testapod and Eligos Crowsblood of the Wizard Spire University. And that paper examines this practice of dispersonality, the emerging arcane practice. It says that while advancements promise new avenues for magical exploration, that it is fraught with profound risks. The interruption of the spirit's connection to the metaphysical realms, especially when enacted prematurely, poses significant dangers to the stability of the soul and to the integrity of one's magical essence. The writers identify critical vulnerabilities in the dispersonality process that expose the dispersonality to targeted necromantic assaults due to the fractured nature of the wizard's essence. Final thing you find is a paper written by Professor Hesty Testapod of Wizard Spire University entitled The Wendeem, Hidden Seekers of the Rod of Seven Parts. There's an awful lot of it. I might circulate
I'm very
it.
interested in that.
I'll read you the abstract. The abstract is the Wendeem are a sect of the ancient Windjutes of Akka, a race of formidable planar beings with a deep connection to the winds of the multiverse and the mystical rod of seven parts. This paper explores the ability of the Wendeem to traverse the planes, seeking the scattered fragments of the rod, while remaining undetected within various societies for centuries or even millennia. And by examining their powers of identity masking and their deep understanding of planar mechanics, this study aims to shed light on the Wendeem's stealthy pursuit of one of the multiverse's most coveted artifacts. It does cite some sources. El Mornath, The Wind Dukes, A Forgotten History of Akka. It's the Arcane Institute of Hearth. I, Solastian, Planar Illusions and Their Effects on Identity. That was from the Frostanger Academy of Magic. And E. Crow's Blood, The Rod of Seven Parts, A Historical Overview, Planar Press. And then there's a whole load of gubbins. Anyway, that is what you learn.
Makes me question whether Marcus is all as he seems. We've been very trusting with him.
Nothing is as it seems.
So that basically seems to be talking about Rabadabades, but who's MM?
Of the
Anyone know
Rabadabadab?
who MM is? Mike, do we know anyone with the initials MM?
Should we be able to recall anyone?
Give me an intelligence check. All of you, apart from Scaly.
16.
Well, that's enough anyway, so nobody else has to roll.
Oh, Xena.
Mother
Right. Mother Maggot is somebody that you've
Maggot.
encountered. You're not quite sure who or what Mother Maggot is, but you believe that it's the true name or a name used in Chiosian circles for someone called Mahudril, who is a personage in Frostanger. She is meant to be the sort of almost tyrannical leader of a mercenary company called the Red Blades, whose headquarters you infiltrated.
That was the
and you
thing
discovered
with the weird
mirrors
green glows and stuff.
Yes,
wasn't it?
right. All of that stuff. Mirrors that jumped you through to alternate places where you battled nasties, and at the same time, Uncle Buggy had been whisked away, clearly by this Mother Maggot character, and had rendezvoused with you in this extra planar space, and then you all returned back to normality through a mirror.
The question.
I'll tell you what
Go on.
No. You go. You go.
No, I was just going to sort of flip to sort of where is the phylactery question. How do you find it? Is there a common way of finding a phylactery? Are they traceable?
Give me an Arcana check.
Yes, an Arcana
I'm
check.
guessing.
I'm brilliant
I
at
think
Arcana.
maybe you could shoehorn in a religion check.
Oh, yeah, just as good
Is
as
that something that would-
religion. 20.
Oh, well. 20 in total.
That's amazing.
No, Burple.
No.
Your experience of lichdom is limited. But
Yes.
one thing that you don't think is true is that there is some sort of defined ritual.
Universal way of
Phylacter.
finding.
Right, precisely. Thank you, Graham, articulating something that I could not.
Right.
What you do know is it's not within 100 yards of where you're standing.
Right.
Yeah.
And we haven't got a locate object. So we can teleport back to, what's her name?
Well, we've got
The
two
bird who
options. Sulchin.
Zulchin, thank you. So
The artist?
she might be able to direct us towards the phylactery if this is not,
Well,
if this doesn't suffice.
We need to go and tell her anyway, so that we can sort of get the other information from her and get her to fix the orrery.
Yeah.
Question is, do
But
we
should
do
I-
that
Yeah.
first, or do we do this thing with the door first?
Well, the thing with the door is basically, it's like a Lehman's tiny hut thing. It's it's an item.
Okay, so we don't actually need to do that necessarily now. I think that we should go to Zulchin first and then see what our
Yeah.
options are from there.
We can always roll for magic, can't we?
All you know about the location of Zulchin's live workspace is that it is on the cliffs or the whatever overlooking the chili-shaped lake to your south, but you've not actually been there. She just referenced it when she met you.
Yeah, well, I'm just assuming if we go back to where we met her last time, she'll pop
That's
into
what I was-
existence again where we
yeah.
are.
I was thinking. So should we go back there? Should we fly back there? Should we?
I'm up for that. We can
How far
fly,
away
yeah.
is it? Is it like a couple of
If
miles?
we teleport,
It's at the
sometimes we
bottom
get
of the hill.
intercepted, don't we?
Yes, we shouldn't teleport.
Well, it doesn't mean we can't.
We were
teleport.
intercepted by, we assume, Rabadabadas before. Or
I
one
mean,
of
Mike,
his.
Yeah,
what's
but we
going to be
never
an
knew
hour's
that.
journey down?
Yeah, I mean, it's not. Let me put you on the big map. I'll place you on top of the
We haven't
mazer.
taken a long rest, have we?
We have not.
You haven't taken a
No,
long
we
rest.
took a short rest.
You have to wait until midnight. Take all the short rests you like.
Yeah.
You've got I'm going to say about 6 hours to wait until midnight before you can take a long rest. Looking on the map, it's about 3 miles to Zul'shin's.
Right.
What do you want to do? Are you going to wait around, take a long rest, or are
No,
you going to
we're-
head for where you think you might find
We're gonna
Zul'shin
head for
before
where
you
we-
take a long rest?
Yeah,
I
I
think
think
we're
that's
gonna
what we
find
should
Zul'shin.
do.
Okay.
Yeah.
You alight on a similar table of rock that overlooks the Chilly Lake. As you circle above those cliffs, you can clearly see a structure. It's an exotic and artistic building. It looks like a large dome with a gracefully hooked spire rising up over the top like a claw.
Okay.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
There's a balcony halfway up the spire. It looks like it's a sort of viewing platform. The dome and the tower itself are crafted, you think, of polished obsidian. Shaped and created magically, it looks. Very like Thessalar's lair. It looks like magic has been used to shape or sculpt the form.
With the same architects.
It looks like it's made of one immense block of stone. There are some sort of semi-transparent areas, but you're at quite a distance. Well, let's not get into too much detail. What I will do is I will give you an idea of the shape of this place.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
Oh, it's small.
I've given you a bit more detail than perhaps you need. As you circle it, you can see some windows to the south. Looks like those windows maybe lead onto some gallery, and in those windows are standing 4 statues. Each seems to be moulded from glass or quartz or some semi-transparent material, and they are brightly coloured. Yellow, green, blue and red. Past them and inside those windows you can see stained glass artworks standing on plinths and 2 or 3 orreries also standing on plinths. Through the other windows to the side you can see what looks like some sort of bedroom or guest chamber. The room to the east of your map, that looks like a storeroom full of artists' supplies. There's no specific door, but there is an area of this solid obsidian construction that appears to be semi-transparent and kind of door-shaped. So you presume it's some sort of magical whatever. You can see through the windows on either side of that into what looks like an antechamber. Is it a foyer? Is it a lobby? Is it a vestibule? The tower has got windows inset, brightly coloured glass, shaped or moulded into fantastical design. You've got what looks like a kind of bedchamber, and then at the very top there is a conservatory, in the sense that the very top of the tower is semi-translucent on the roof.
A viewing platform.
And in that conservatory is a large orrery, which is slowly revolving, processing.
Okay. Knock, knock.
Well, I'm saying you're circling that building, but not actually approaching or landing. What would you like to
Can we do a lot? Have we done a long rest? Can we do a long rest?
Still haven't done a long
No, we
rest.
haven't done a long rest.
I'm going to say it's 9 or 10 in the evening.
We're thinking we want a rest.
I've short rested up to my full hit points, but I'm
Yeah.
not a spell person particularly, but I think a lot of us cast spells, haven't we?
I'm quite low on the decent spells. I've got 1/8.
I thought the
and then
idea
rest
was
is
we were going to
fifth and below.
explore this and hopefully meet Zul'shin.
Yeah, the
And
question is
then
whether
once we'd had the discussion with her, and then it would be 12 o'clock, and then we could do our long rest before we went off and did anything else.
And so far she hasn't been hostile.
she hasn't.
Well,
no.
she's evil, isn't she? We're assuming that we're going and talk to her and everything's going to be fine.
Is
but
she evil?
might attack us.
I don't know.
How do we know
whether
she's
she was
evil?
Well, she's an evil creature, isn't she?
Is she? I thought she was a demigod.
Yeah.
I think it was evil, wasn't it? Evil demigod. But she might attack us.
We don't know that she's evil, though. Where'd you get that from? Or are
Yeah.
you just assuming that in your normal Johnny fashion?
No, I'm pretty sure someone said something that made her sound evil. I can't.
No, I
But
think we would.
she
Well,
might
other
be
than the
evil.
fact that she's got an awful way of talking, but
It might have been that.
I thought that we were in. I thought that we were in transactional mode with her because she basically said, "If you do this for me, then I'll do this for you."
Yeah.
So I don't think at the moment that we're in the sort of like why she would then
Well, it's a
suddenly...
risk, isn't it? There's a risk
Yeah,
she might.
there's always a
There
risk.
is a risk. Do we want to go and meet this demigod without all our spells and stuff? I mean,
It might be prudent to go and do a long rest.
the only thing we seem to be time pressured potentially by is the regeneration of the Lich, and we don't really have a sense of how long that's going to be.
I think it's a long time. I think it's days, weeks.
I think it's up to a number of days. I don't think it's weeks.
Have we got another convergence on the orrery as we've got it soon?
There is due to be a conjunction on the 3rd of Apeshit, which is next Wednesday. Well,
Yeah.
sorry, next weekday.
He dropped the pretense there. Did you see that? Anybody notice?
And how many days away
Just
is
calling
that
it out.
actually? Sorry, I've lost track. Where are we?
It is Asma Day, the 27th of Fart. Tomorrow is Urt, the 28th of Fart. Each month in Hearth has 28 days.
Right.
So, Moon Day Tonge, weekday, Thump Day,
So it's 3 days away.
Sunday, Asma Day, Urt. They're deliberately named under the days after a normal day to make it more confusing.
It is confusing. My head hurts. How many days away? 3.
In your terms, it is Saturday. The conjunction is on Wednesday,
Yeah.
next Wednesday.
Great.
4
Right.
days.
About 2 books worth.
Yeah, 2 books worth.
Yeah, ages. Oh,
Yeah,
ages.
Possibly not until the end of the whole thing.
Anyway, what do you want to do?
I think we take a long rest.
Okay, so you wait until midnight?
Yeah.
Okay, well, we might as well go and
taking
find
a long
ourselves
rest means waiting till midnight and then doing 8 hours and then
It's
basically
9
turning
o'clock
up
in
here
the
at 8
evening.
morning.
It's not. It's like 3 extra hours.
Well, no, but then there's the long rest, which is 8 hours, so it's another 11 hours.
Yeah, but it's 3 hours more than a normal long rest.
Okay, well, fine.
That's all I'm saying.
We have to rest at some point,
So,
don't we? I mean,
you sequestering yourselves somewhere?
Yeah.
Well, we
go
could
on then.
sequester ourselves in
Why
the
not?
special room in the library.
can
You
we?
could
Well,
sequester yourselves
I
in
mean,
the
if you're
library.
worried about this woman, then going into a place that we've never been into before and assuming it's all kosher without a long rest seems to me to be rather odd. But
What, the library, you mean?
You have already searched the library.
Yeah, we have already
That's
searched
where you
the
found all
library.
those papers, Lucas.
Yeah, Lucas, where we found all the papers.
How big
Lucas.
is the space?
Let's say it's about 10 feet by 10 feet.
Plenty of space.
Cozy.
3 of us are hobbits, aren't we?
2 of you. One of you is a hulking great dragon thing.
Yeah.
One of you is an orc. And then you've got Burple, who's... I
thought
don't know.
Burple
As far
was
as
a
I can
hobbit.
tell, it seems to be some kind of drinking straw with feet.
What is Burple? Yeah, I've forgotten.
He's an Azimar.
Oh, it's an
It's an
Azim.
Azimar. Anyway, come on.
I vote we
Sure. Well, I vote
disappear
for
into the
a
library
short
for
rest,
a
a
long
long
rest. Long rest, rather. Yeah.
Okay. And you're closing the door of the library on yourselves?
Yes.
You're certain.
Why don't we do someone inside close the door,
I will
then
do
reopen
that.
the door and check, whether
Yes.
the person
I thought
on the
we had
inside
done
can
that,
open
but-
it.
Yeah. Okay. I will do that.
You can.
Right.
So into the library
Yeah.
Sure.
until breakfast time the next morning.
Yes. Reading, resting up, rolling for the magic.
8 hours pass.
Yep.
You reach for the door or the inside of the library.
Mm-hmm.
Does it open?
Yes, it does, Mike. Don't pretend to instill some
Or
cliffhanger.
are you trapped?
Well, that would be
In
a
an interdimensional
There
space.
we go.
really dull way to end the campaign.
Well, we're not going to find out now.
No.
We're going to find out if you've trapped yourself in this interdimensional space when we pick things up next week.
Oh, I can't wait to find out.
Someone's picked up the door and stuffed it in their bag.
Well,
of
I need
holding.
something. You were just sitting
Yeah.
there doing nothing. We would fucking. Oh, I don't know. Maybe we should. I don't know. Maybe we should.
I was trying to just,
I don't know. Maybe we should. I don't know. Maybe we should. I don't know. Maybe we should. This is a fascinating discussion.
Brilliant. You had a good day, Mike.
No. The shit day. And all the trains were fucked because of the storm arse or whatever it's called.
I've got one of those.
The Billowing Hilltop podcast is a Billowing Hilltop production. Dungeons & Dragons is a trademark of Wizards of the Coast. Into the Wormcrawl Fisher and Age of Worms are copyright Wizards of the Coast. Into the Wormcrawl Fisher was written by James Jacobs. Music is from Kevin MacLeod and Incompetech.com and is used with thanks under the Creative Commons license. Additional music and sound effects come from the wonderful Sirenscape. All other original material is copyright Billowing Hilltop. Role-playing games are all about getting people together, and we use Roll20 as our tabletop, the perfect place to host your game, and Discord to host our chat. Thanks for listening!